Okay, so yesterday we did on programming and belief. So today we are going to continue with feelings, a continuation of our program yesterday.
You truly believe you should be experiencing based on your identity. See, there's this law of consistency and commitment, and the law of consistency and commitment says that you will be amazingly committed and consistent to creating the results that you believe you deserve to have. And so, that's motivation. So if you're making $50,000 a year, but you genuinely, in your heart, you really believe your identity is that of someone who earns $100,000 a year, you're going to be naturally motivated to get to $100,000 a year. Now, you can also have negative motivation, and this happens with people who, they end up having some success in network marketing. They get to $100,000 a year, but they didn't work on themselves. They didn't work on their belief system. They didn't change their identity. And so they're making $100,000 a year, and they end up sabotaging themselves, and they end up getting back to the $50,000 a year at their job because they didn't see themselves as an entrepreneur. They didn't see themselves as a leader of other people. And so what are the feelings that you want to have happen? Number one, motivation always comes from your belief. You got to get yourself to believe you are the person who deserves to become a millionaire. That is who you are. Natural motivation kicks in. Those feelings kick in. Now, you also program yourself with the feelings that you want to have. And so here are some that I have for myself. Number one is having fun. I'm always having fun. Why am I always having fun? Because I'm telling myself I'm always having fun. I say that all the time. And so while a lot of people might be miserable in one experience, I smile. I'm having a blast because I'm programming myself to have a blast. You want to program yourself that you are committed. You want to program yourself that you have a sense of urgency when it comes to building this business. You want to program yourself that you are a happy person. Program yourself that you're excited, that you're positive, that you have a massive desire to win. And that's something that I'll just say all the time. I'll just say, I am overflowing with desire. I've got so much desire. I just can't stand not to produce at a high level. And guess why I typically produce at a high level? It's because I'm always telling myself I have a huge desire to do that. Tell yourself you're motivated. And here's one, that you love every minute of it. It's funny, when I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, this is something that it's a programming piece that has been important for me, because there's been times where I have not loved every minute of it. And times where I've had to lie to myself. I've been in not great situations, but I've had to just tell myself, program myself, say this out loud, think it as I'm loving every minute of it. And when I went to climb Kilimanjaro, I said, I'm going to put this to a test. And I'm going to just tell myself, whenever I know there's going to be struggle, I know it's going to be hard. Whenever I'm having struggles, I'm going to tell myself I am loving every minute of it. And what is fascinating, this helped me get through it. Ended up with altitude sickness. And if you've ever had altitude sickness, it is not any fun. It is, you feel totally lethargic, no energy at all. Every step is painful. You are nauseous, you're throwing up, you have a splitting headache. It feels like your brain is, splitting out of your skull. Your motivation, kicks off. I mean, it's just not a lot of fun. And so I got altitude sickness the day before the summit, and I was feeling pretty miserable. And then, you know what? I caught myself feeling miserable. And in the midst of feeling miserable, I said, I'm going to program myself. And I said, I'm loving every minute of this. I love this. And, it didn't necessarily get rid of the headache, but it made dealing with the headache a lot easier. It didn't get rid of the nausea, but it made dealing with the nausea a lot better. And so one of the other things here is having gratitude and feeling gratitude when you have negative things happen. And when I had altitude sickness, I said, number one, I'm going to love every minute of it. I'm going to cherish this experience because I believe that everything that doesn't kill you.
I don't know if we are getting, I believe we all did our assignments yesterday. Now, he's giving us, remember yesterday we talked about programming yourself, then believe it comes from you. Now, how do you build the belief? It's by creating the feeling, creating the right feeling. Tell yourself, I'm having fun. In fact, the assignment he gave us yesterday, he's already answering the first question. What do you believe about yourself? He's even giving us a little tip of an iceberg. How do you create a positive feeling? Tell yourself, I am having fun. Say it out loud and believe in it. I am committed to building my business. Say it out loud and believe in it, then go do the work. I have a sense of urgency, meaning when it's time for prospecting, I prospect. I know that time is very important. Timing is very important in the success of our business, and not just our business, in everything you do in life. I have a sense of urgency. There is something I'm supposed to do. I gave myself a deadline. I say, by fire, by force, it must end. I must finish it today. Even if it means I deprive myself of food and sleep, I must finish it today. Create that sense of urgency. When it's time for you to prospect. When it's time for you to ensure people watch the video, ensure people watch the video. When it's time for you to go do a presentation, prepare and go do a presentation. Have that sense of urgency. I'm always happy. I'm always excited. I'm always positive. I have big desires to win. These are feelings, that positive feelings we need to create within ourselves. I am motivated. Don't wait for someone to motivate you. Trust me, the best motivation. Yeah, people motivate you, listening to things, they ginger you up. When you're down, you listen to things, you read books, you read the Bible, it ginger you up. But trust me, the best motivation you can ever give to yourself is you. Even in the midst of challenges, keep telling yourself, I love every minute of the challenges I'm facing, because I know it's a test for me to prove to life that I'm worthy of the next phase of life. I am confident. I am grateful. I have gratitude. So these are positive feelings that we need in order to become successful in life, in our business, and in other areas of our life. So that's what he's giving to us right now.
Makes you stronger. I believe that pain is weakness leaving the body. Now, is there any truth to that? No, I just made it up. It's a belief system that empowers me. It makes me stronger. And so I choose to believe that what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. No truth to it. I just choose to believe it. Why? Because I can. And so I thank God. Said, God, thank you for giving me altitude sickness, because I know victory would not be as sweet if I didn't have to go through this. God, thank you for this. And you know what? I woke up the next day and summited the mountain, made it to the top. And, now I'm grateful for the altitude sickness. I'm grateful for that experience. And, another one is just feeling confident. I think one of the key pieces of having huge success, being able to recruit, being able to attract other people to you, is being confident. Now, how do you be confident? Well, number one, tell yourself you're confident. You are going to be confident to the degree that you tell yourself you're confident. You know how to be confident, you act confident. You know how to be happy, you act happy. See, I smile. People always comment that I smile all the time. They're like, Matt, you're on stage, and even when you're speaking, you're smiling. You just always smile. And people are asking me, how do you do that? And I say, well, it's simple. I just decide to smile all the time because it makes me happy. I feel happy when I smile. I don't smile because I'm happy. I'm happy because I smile. As I'm, climbing up Kilimanjaro, for instance. Again, there were times where I was feeling really tired, really lethargic, and it would be easy to lower my head and be like, oh, this is miserable. But what I did instead is I smiled. I just consciously made myself smile, and that made me feel happier. That made me feel better about the process. Now, the next thing is activity. Feelings lead to activities. And so, again, the simple daily disciplines, it's committing yourself that you're going to make 2-3 calls a day every day, that you're going to do some type of action every day that's going to move you forward in business. And there's been times in my career where, I wasn't blitzing, I wasn't all in, but every day I was doing something towards my success that would make me a better person, that would advance my income, that would advance my wealth, that would advance my lifestyle. And then the next one is the law of compressed activity. And I'm going to talk more about the law of compressed activity later. But the law of compressed activity says that the effort that you put in a compressed amount of time is going to pay you way more money than the same amount of effort put in over an extended period of time. So, as an example, if you're going to enroll 30 people, if you enroll 30 people in 1 month, that's going to earn you way, 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 way more money than you enrolling 30 people over the course of a year. If you carry out your income over 5 years, you're going to earn way more money doing that in a 30-day time frame because of the law of compressed activity, because you set the bar for your team. And again, we'll talk more about that later, but what you lack in skill, you make up for in numbers. And I remember when I really got committed to network marketing and I decided I was going to be a professional and then I was going to work as hard as it took, my level of skill was not real high. And my mentor, my sponsor in this company, he was on a scale of 1 to 10. I believe he was a 10. I mean, it's still to this day, Wayne Nugent, my mentor, is just an unbelievable network marketer. He is as good as anyone I've ever met before. And I said, I want to make as much money as him. And I was a little bit intimidated because he was so good. He was a 10 and I was a 4, maybe not even a 4, maybe like a 3 or 3.5. And what you lack in skill, you make up for in numbers. Jim Rohn, in one of his CDs, he said, if someone else on a scale of 1 to 10, if they're 10 times better than you, you still win. How? You work 10 times harder. And so I knew if I was a 4 on that scale, if I worked 3 times as hard as he did, I can make as much money as him. And here's what happens is, when you go through massive levels of activity, you end up getting really good. And the number one way to really improve your skill is actually going out and using it. It's applying the information. So you can go through this course and still make no money. You got to go out and apply it. See, if you take what you learn from me over the next 7 weeks, and then you go out and you massively apply what you learned from me, you will develop mastery. You're going to be so good, it is ridiculous. There's going to be, people in your upline going, oh my gosh, how did you get to be so good? You've got to go out and do it. See, there's an art and science to success in network marketing. And the science is easy. The science is the how-tos. The science is all the stuff that I'm giving you throughout this 7-week program. But the art can only be learned by going out and doing it. See, there's different closes. I'm going to give you a bunch of different ways to close people, different ways to overcome objections. And it's kind of like, well, how do I know which one to use? You do that through the art. It's Vince Lombardi, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Someone asked him, what's your key to being, this great coach? And he says, it's knowing who to pat on the back and knowing who to kick in the ass. And they said, well, how do you know who to pat on the back and who to kick in the ass? And he said, well, I kicked the ones that needed to be patted and I patted the ones who needed to be kicked long enough to learn the difference. And so that's going to be true with you. You got to go out and learn the art. And once you learn the art, combine that with the science, you are unstoppable. Now, another thing about activity is we talked about how your feelings produce the activity. Well, the activity also produces the feelings. It's a reciprocal nature. And see, what happens is, if you don't feel like going out and making the calls, what will happen if you will just go out and make some calls, you're going to feel more motivated. The first call is the hardest one to make. After the second call, it's a little easier. The third call is a little easier. By 10, 20 calls, you're in a much more motivated state. And one of the reasons why I typically stay motivated is because I always stay into action. See, an object at rest tends to stay at rest. An object at rest doesn't create a whole lot of motivation. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object in motion tends to create more motivation. And so the activity also feeds those positive feelings. Now, we're going to go through, as far as the activity, there's not that much that you actually have to go do. It's not rocket science, what we do in network marketing. We go out and we find prospects, through your warm market, through your cold market. So it's finding prospects, finding leads. Number 2 is inviting people to see your presentation, to see your product. Number 3 is presenting. Number 4 is following up and closing. Number 6 is getting people started. And then number 6 is promoting events. And, promoting events and, training basically. And so, there's not a whole lot. It's those activities. And what we're going to do in this 7-week course is I'm going to dig deep into each of these. You're going to want to take a ton of notes. Now, remember this quote, you can use this, is the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. So if you go through this information, you're like, oh, that's really good, I'll remember it. Chances are you will not. And so, you know, you want to write that down. Write down right now, write down the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. Why? Because when you're a trainer, that's something that you're going to want to say. It's a one-liner. It's a quote that you're going to want to use. And you're going to have so many quotes and so many one-liners through this that, you know, it's all about getting little insights that sink in, that, you know, drop into people's mind that they remember. And I'm going to give you a lot of those over the next 7 weeks. Now, the next thing is results. Now, as it leads to results, here's a few keys. If your programming isn't right, you're not going to keep the results. If you haven't programmed yourself to become the person who really deserves to be successful, and that's your identity, you're going to fall backwards. You're going to figure out how to self-sabotage yourself. You know, it works this way with weight loss. You know, I've been able to, I talk about this in my book, The Unemployed Millionaire, and I had someone that came up to me in an event and they told me they lost 30 pounds and they were just so thankful because they had tried every diet in the world and none, they would always lose weight and gain it back, lose weight and gain it back. The diets never worked. And what I talked about in my book and what I'm talking about here is that it's all about your identity. If your identity, if you've been overweight for years and years and years, that's who you are. You're an overweight person. You've got to change your thinking. You've got to start saying to yourself, and you got to start thinking about yourself as being sexy, as having the body that you desire. You got to change your programming. Otherwise, the diet will never work. And she had lost 30 pounds and she was just so elated because it was like, finally, she had the key. And so that's going to be the key for you. It's all about the inner game. Now, if you're not consistently growing yourself through personal development, you will fail. Now, I say that with a lot of certainty because over the last 20 years in network marketing, I have seen so many people achieve a certain level of success and then fall backwards because they were not growing themselves as a person. Now, there's no other profession, no other industry in the world that I know of that requires you to really master human communications, that really requires you to become a greater person. It's what I love about this profession is the only way for you to go out and become a millionaire is you got to become a really powerful individual. And so you've got to consistently grow yourself. And again, you read 3 books and it's not like you're a changed person. You know, 3 books, people are always asking me, Matt, what's the key book? What's the #1 book I need to read? They want the silver bullet. There's no one book. There's no silver bullet. You've got to consistently do that over time. And otherwise, you'll end up falling backwards. And then finally here, you want to discipline your disappointments. You know, you're going to have your ups and downs. And I have my downs just like everyone. You know, I'm actively building in my organization. And, you know, recently on, you know, part of my business, I started a brand new team and I built it up to a little over 400 people. And I was so, you know, really motivated. I'm driving it, I'm building it, and it ended up having some fallout and had over 100 people fell out from that group of 400. Now, years ago, that would have crushed me. It could have possibly been the valley of death for me. But because I just understand that it's cyclical, you're going to have your ups and your downs. You got to go through the peaks and the valleys. Mentally, I was fine with it. I not that I loved it, but I knew it was part of the game. So you got to discipline your disappointments. And, you know, as Tony Robbins says, you always succeed in producing a result. So even if you go through a certain level of failure, you've just figured out what not to do. You've become stronger for it. You've dug your foundation a little bit deeper. And then the results lead to the lifestyle. And you know what? It may be a little bit hard. Network marketing is it's not an easy profession. And I'm grateful that it's not easy. See, if network marketing were easy, companies would have no incentive to pay us a fortune to go out and build large organizations. If it were easy, they could pay us just a little bit and, you know, there would be no opportunity. It's kind of like having a job. See, having a job is not that hard, you know, going in and doing whatever, you know, you do. It's not that hard. You don't have to break out of your comfort zone. You don't have to grow as a person in order to keep getting a paycheck, but there's also no opportunity to become a millionaire. See, I am grateful that it's challenging. I love the fact that it's challenging. I'm so grateful that not everyone joins. I'm excited when people don't join. You know, if everyone joined network marketing, #1, there'd be no financial opportunity to make millions. And #2, we wouldn't have anyone to go build houses. We wouldn't have anyone to build cars, to mow our lawns, to service our food, to, all of those things. We've got to have that. It's just part of the game. And so stop saying you don't like that network marketing is hard. Be grateful that it's hard. And see, you're going to have to get good at it. And as my mentor told me when I first started working with him, he said, you're going to have to get good at this. But if you're going to have to get good at something anyway. So if you're going to have to get good at something, get good at something worth getting good at. In network marketing, the career that you can create is just unreal. Being able to have the freedom to travel around the world, to have, 6 to multiple 6 to 7 figure per year income come in, whether you get out of bed or not, is amazing. It's an amazing level of freedom. The lives that you will touch will end up becoming one of your greatest joys. And I'll tell you, one of my highlights of my career was at one of our events, actually a couple years ago. Had a young girl on my team. She got started at 19, and within about a 2-3 year time frame, she got to the point where she was earning a 6-figure income. And as she was on stage accepting her award with tears streaming down her face, she said, "I didn't know something like this was available to someone like me." If I hadn't gone out and enrolled the person who enrolled the person who enrolled the person who enrolled her, she would still be living that average life. She was working in retail at a retail store in New York. Never done anything in business, never done anything in sales, but she had a huge desire and a huge work ethic. And the fact that it wasn't me, she did it on her own, but the fact that I had an influence on her life and the lives of literally now hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world, thousands of people all over the world now, is incredibly fulfilling. I just believe that fulfillment doesn't come from what you get, it comes from what you give. And there is so few other opportunities to give like you can in network marketing. The people that you're going to meet, my best friends in the world now are, part of the network marketing profession. And I just love being able to have friends that if I want to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro, I can just go call a bunch of my buddies that have the time and they have the money. If I want to go, we rented out recently an 18,000 square foot villa in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, 18,000 square feet. We had a staff of 8. I mean, it was unreal. 4 stories, right on the beach, infinity pool, waiting on us hand and foot. And, I just went out and called a bunch of friends and said, "Hey, come meet us. It's going to be this much money. We'll spend a week together." And we just had the time of our lives. The places that you will get to see, if I look at my bucket list and I look at the 65 countries that I've been around the world, and I think about cruising down the Nile River, and I think about being at the top of the Eiffel Tower, and just all seeing the Sydney Harbor Bridge, the Sydney Harbor, the Opera House. I mean, I've just seen the most amazing places. And most of all, it's the person that you're going to become. Making $1 million, driving a Ferrari, having a big home, in my opinion, that's an empty calorie goal. Those aren't the things that I'm most proud of. What I'm proud of is the person that I had to become in order to earn that Ferrari, the person I had to become in order to buy the house, the person I had to become in order to be able to send my kids to the best schools money can buy. And so, friends, it may be hard, but it is so worth it. It is worth going through everything that you have to go through to achieve success. And so we're going to break here. And when we come to the next module, have your pen ready. And there's going to be an opportunity to take some notes, and we'll have a power flex Ferrari, having a big home.
Okay, so that is it. That's the end of the video we started yesterday. Now, I really want us to note this step-by-step foundation. Remember, yesterday he taught us that to build a really tall building, you need to dig a very deep foundation. Now, for you to become massively successful in our business, yesterday we learned that it's more of a 7 to 10 years journey. Anything that is worthwhile, you must give it time, because building it takes time. Even Bishop TJ said it. So Right now, he's telling us to build the foundation. This is how to build your business. Number one, it starts with programming. We dealt on that yesterday. Number two, it starts with belief. We dealt on that yesterday. Now, today, he's teaching us on how to create. When you have the belief, you must create the feeling. Because whatever you expel into the universe, whatever feeling, your belief is in connection with your feelings. They work hand in hand. You can't be believing positive and be feeling negative. It doesn't work that way. Whatever you believe is the feeling you have, and you emit that feeling to the universe. Now, once you are having that positive feelings with your belief hand in hand in the same direction, guess what? You need to go out to do the work. That is where activity comes into play. In the Millionaire School, we work on programming. We help you program yourself. We teach you how to create a strong belief system. We teach you how to expel feelings. But guess what? A lot of people give up on this business because when they get to the activity and they discover that it requires work, they give up. Someone sent me a text message yesterday. I just saw the text message this morning telling me, let me read it out. I don't want to call the person's name. Let me read out the text message telling me, okay, thank you, Madam Eminent Augusta. I saw your message. You are very welcome back. I have been to the office 3 times, but I was in your absence. I met with the secretary, that. He now said, I will be meeting with you in person to clarify some issue. Why have I not been paid since I registered since August 28th? Guys, you're attending the Millionaire School helps you with your programming, helps you with the belief, help you with the feeling. Now, the activities, we also teach you the activities, the things that needs to be done in the Millionaire School. Now, 50% of the activities is taught. The remaining 50% is you acting on the activity, playing your own role and working hand in hand with your leaders. A work must be done. If you don't do the work, how do you expect to have a result? This man that sent me this message, I just laughed. I didn't reply him. What kind of money is he expecting when he has not even undergone this? For all of you listening to me here right now, yes, I can be playful, I can be jovial, but trust me, instead of me to tell you lies and speak soft to your ego just to entice you, it's better I tell you the truth. Because the worst thing you can do to yourself is to tell lies to yourself. Look at it here. They said the only worst thing that being blind is having sight but no vision. Let me be truthful to you right now, because the truth is the only best friend that you have. Because if you're deceiving yourself, then trust me, you're just being blind in our business. Activity, a work must be done. Do you see where the activity comes into play? The fourth thing you need to do while building a strong foundation for your business. Activity, he laid it out, the 7 skills that we need to master and act on. If you don't do the work involved, then forget it. There'll be no results, there'll be no money. So if you're here, you're not making money, it means you're not doing what you have to do. And remember, the RDI NGO, we don't allow you to do it alone. That is why it's important to work hand in hand with your leaders, because people that already achieved it are there to work with you. So please, guys, activities must be done. The hard work must be done. If you don't do the hard work, then forget it. Do not expect any result. Why is it that people, honestly, it baffles me when people come to a personal business, a business they call their own. They start saying, I've not seen money, I've not been paid, but yet they are all employees. They go to work from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They do their own work. There are work assigned to them to do for 1 month before they get paid. And they will graciously do it even when they are sick, even when they don't feel like it. They go to work, they do what needs to be done. After 30 days, they get paid once in a month. But now your own business, call it your own. You are a boss of your business. Do it for yourself. Go out and do the work. Work with others that are succeeding, create the result and pay yourself. People are not ready to do it, and yet they come and start saying, I've not made money. Who are you deceiving? Who? Now, why I'm saying this for the newcomers in the house, I know I'm being a little bit harsh, but Don't take it personal, because this message I'm giving is not just for you, it's also for myself, because I know that most of the new persons in the house have not really had time to work hand in hand with you. For those of you that I'm your direct leader, but for those of you that already have a leader that is working directly with you before I even come into the picture, what have your leaders done? If you're a leader here and you're not doing well, then assign yourself you're not doing well. There's a training I'll be giving next week. I don't know, a special training, because now I came back. I promised myself that every week I'm going to be giving a super special training, a super mastermind special training. Now, all of us in that training, you have to assess yourself if you are really an eagle, or if you're a chicken, or you are an eagle in making. So do not expect the results. You see the lifestyle we are living. You see this lifestyle, trust me, I underwent all this. Your leaders you're seeing, Mr. Nonso, engineering, all those people you're seeing, they underwent this intentionally with time. This is my 4th year and I'm still doing this from A to Z. People, you had Mr. Matt Morris, the kind of success traveling around the world. He patiently did this. In fact, Mr. Matt Morris, I think for his first 3 years, 5 years, he did not make a dime because he wasn't doing things right. But when he had to tell himself the truth and bend down to mentorship, willing to do the work step by step, working with his mentor, he started achieving results. And today he's living the lifestyle. Despite he's living the lifestyle, he's still doing all this. So guys, in essence, what am I trying to say? You must program yourself. Thank God for the Millionaire School. Every day we keep programming ourselves. You must create a powerful belief in yourself, in the system, in the business, in your team members, your upline, in the product. Feelings, you must create the right feelings in direction with your belief in a positive way, because if your belief and your feelings are negative, forget it. You can't even achieve anything. Then activity, you must do the work. You must prospect, you must invite, you must present. There are different ways of presentation. For those of us that are new, don't worry, at this training, our Millionaire School, this is the first level of our Millionaire School. So we've started everything all over again so that you can be carried along. For those of us that have finished our syllabus in the Millionaire School, repeating this puts you in a position where you learn better, where you act better, check what you are not doing right and do what, amend it. Nobody is perfect. Learning is a continuous process. You must keep becoming better, perfecting yourself as you grow in this business. Guys, even me, myself, there are a lot of things I'm learning here, because the perception and the state of mind I had before, I'm having a different state of mind right now, and I'm picking and absorbing new information. Activities, you must do those activities. You can't avoid it. Work must be done. So you want success, financial freedom, then be ready to do the work. And trust me, guys, when you intentionally do the work, when you're committed in doing the work, dedicating your time, discipline yourself to do it, no matter the challenges life will throw at you, the sweet challenges life will throw at you, for you to prove yourself. Once you keep on in that track, then guess what? You will produce the results. And in return, the results will give you the lifestyle you want. It's a journey. That's why we call it financial freedom. That's why we call it financial what? Freedom. So having said this, I gave an assignment yesterday. So everybody be on your video and show me your Millionaire's book. Show me your Millionaire School book and give me, read to us your assignment. So now it's time for us to give our reports. There are 2 assignments I gave. I said today we are going to be giving reports on our income generating activity, and also we'll be giving reports on the assignments we gave last week. Okay, so thank God we have enough time. We finished, so we have like 28 minutes. We have like 28 minutes. So right now, if I unmute you, you first of all tell me one thing you learned today, just one. I know you learned many. Tell me one thing you learned today. Then you now give me your assignment of yesterday. Then I will ask the question. I know you will not tell me everything you wrote down, but I will ask you the question. Then you just give me one thing you wrote down based on the 5 questions we asked. Then the 3rd thing, you give me a report of your income generating activity from Monday till today. Okay, so the first person I'll be unmuting. I don't know if Mr. Joseph Abayomi is there. Kindly unmute yourself. Mr. Joseph Abayomi. While he's on that, Mrs. Fumilola, get ready to unmute yourself. So anybody that unmutes first speaks. Mrs. Fumilola Olabami, I hope I got it right. Mr. Joseph Abayemi, kindly unmute yourself. Mrs. Fumilola, kindly unmute yourself. Okay, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning, Mrs. Fumilola. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, so go ahead. Tell me one thing you learned today, just one. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Hello, ma.
You hear me? We can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, I think she's struggling with her sound. I think she's struggling with her sound. So, Mrs. Fumilola, kindly go to the chat box and give me your reports. Okay, Adeyemi Bami, kindly. Okay, you're muted. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Auntie.
Yeah, good morning, sir. How are you doing? Who is speaking? Is it Mr. Joseph or Adeyemi? Who is speaking?
Yeah, I enjoyed the millionaire school. I just want to indicate my interest that I'm all with you.
You said come again. Okay, are you in a place where you cannot speak?
Yes, I just need to get out of a place that is
Okay,
rowdy.
look at what you do for me. Go to the chat box and give me your own reports, okay? Go to the chat box and give me your yeah, go to the chat box and give me your report.
Okay.
Go to the chat box. Okay, so Joseph Abayemi, kindly unmute yourself. Aaron Melitus, kindly unmute yourself. Mrs. Aminu, kindly unmute yourself. Okay, Mr. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so tell me one thing you learned today.
Yeah, actually, I learned more things about the activities. Quite sure before I'm having some little problems about what are the works to be for me to be doing in the business to be get paid. I think it was just about going and register, just come back and sit down, keep waiting for money to keep entering. But right now, I learned there is a work for me to be done before I will be get paid.
Exactly. Remember, what you started with us is not an investment. It's only investment. You put your money, go and sit down. And guess what? That investment you're putting in your money, someone is doing the work. There is something successful. Yeah. There is a habit billionaires have. They call it let me see. I can't remember their training, but they said learn how to use other people's money. OPM, yes, other people's money. Let me tell you guys, let's be real. Investment is where you put your money, then your money works for you, then you get paid. But ask yourself, who is doing the work? The stakeholders are the ones doing the work with your money. They're applying a billionaire habit called other people's money. They gather people, they create an organization, look for a service to render. There is a business involved. Why do you think in the cash flow quadrant they said business owners are the king? Because even investors go back to the business owner. Even self-employed employee still meets the business owner, because that thing we call an investment. Let's analyze it. The stakeholders, there are people doing the work. The only thing is they create a portfolio. Either they tell you their services or the business they run, then gather a lot of people. For example, real estate. Someone is doing the work. He has built a great portfolio that he has been trusted with people's money. So he gathers people put in their money, then he used the money to do the work. A work was done. The only thing is that you are just like a stakeholder. You brought in your money every month or every 6 months or once in a year, they give you your dividends. A work must be done. So when you talk about investment, is where you put your money. The business owners involved in that does the work and produce results. They do the activities, they produce results, and they give you. Why do you think they're not giving all your money at once? Why are they giving you in stipends, interest, either monthly or per year? Because work must be done. They need to do the work to produce the result. Now let's calm down. And now that we are business owners, we are business owners. Nobody is doing the work. You are the one to do the work. But guess what? You're not doing it alone. That's why we're a team. The RDI NGO, we created a structure that we are building in supporting everybody. As all of us are doing the work, we all are contributing our efforts 1%. And at the end of the day, if you don't contribute your efforts, other people's efforts will benefit you only 50%, but it will not translate to money for you. Get that right. You must do your own efforts. So let's be real. There's nothing like free food in Freetown. Magic, manna does not fall from heaven. It doesn't. A work must be done. So know that in business, they said business owners are the king of cash flow because they are the one doing the work. The work must be done. I saw in the television, MTN was selling their shares. Hey, everybody's excited. Let me go and buy share every month or every year. They'll be giving me my stipend. But who is doing the work? Is it a ghost? A ghost? There is someone doing the work. You guys don't get it. And those people doing the work earn more. They earn 95% profit and giving you peanuts every month, every year. Come on, guys. Wear on your thinking cap. It's high time you wake up and smell the coffee and be real. Business owners are the cash kings. So you must program yourself. You must create a strong positive belief, irrespective of the negative belief in your environment. On that. You must also do what? Create the right feeling, the positive feeling that you expel in order to attract the universal law of attraction. When you feel positive, you think positive, believe positive, feel positive, you expel positive feeling, you attract positive feelings back. Then activity, you must do the work, working with your team members, working with your upline, working with your success line, working with your leaders, and doing your own quarter. Do you even know the work that needs to be done? And that's why I'm excited. I've started afresh in the C-level to start working. Funny enough, many of you in Lagos, when I sent out message, come and see me one-on-one, many of you ignore it, telling me you're far away. So does it mean to see your mentor once in a week, just 30 minutes or 1 hour is difficult? No wonder you're not making money. No wonder you're not succeeding. Some of you here, your supervising leaders, the star mentors or the influential mentors or the ambassadors, when they call you for a meeting, you don't ignore. No wonder you're not succeeding. Because it's in that meeting they know how to come in to work hand in hand with you, to know the role they'll play for you on your behalf. Then when the work is done, then guess what? Results shows, results speaks. In our last born camp activity, you guys see a lot of people that went home with a lot of awards. Guess what? A work was done. That was why they are making the money. Don't admire them, don't envy them. Yes, it's good, use their testimony. When I started this business newly, I had no results. I was busy undergoing my own mentorship, my training, doing my own, playing my own role. I was using the results of people above me, but I told myself something. I told myself that as I'm using their results, one day I will produce my results and start using my results to speak for me. It's not a crime to use other people's results. Why are you using other people's results to build yourself? You are also building your own results. And guess what? You have the lifestyle today. I just buried my dad. In fact, at the end of the burial day, a woman, one of my uncles, he's a professor, the wife came and shook my hand and said, congratulations. I said, congratulations for what? For my dad being dead. She said, no, that congratulations on the success of the burial, because we Igbo people, oh my God, Let me tell you guys something. I and my siblings, we spent almost 5 million naira burying our dad. Because the traditions, and my dad is a prominent person in different societies, everybody will bring their own criteria on how they are going to play their own role. And you must do it. You must play your own role. Guys, we in fact, people came, what people were thinking, the burial exceeded their expectation. They were surprised as to the way we came together as a family to bury our dad. Guess what, guys? If I wasn't playing my role in life, in the business world, if my siblings, because I came from a business family, all of us are into business, doing different things. If we didn't play our role, the lifestyle we are living, the kind of befitting burial we gave our dad, it wouldn't have happened. Traveling around the world, going on vacation, wouldn't have happened if we did not do the work. So don't be envious. It's only poor people that tends to be envious of rich and successful people living a great lifestyle. They did the work. Admire them, then be ready to do what they did to get to that level. Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Aaron. The next person I'm unmuting, I think I've even spoke too much. So the next person I'm unmuting is Mrs. Aminu. Kindly unmute yourself. While she's on that, Mrs. Dorcas, kindly unmute yourself. Mrs. Aminu, are you there? Unmute yourself. Mrs. Dorcas,
yes.
Okay, Mrs. Aminu, go ahead.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning.
From today's lecture, I was able to realize that belief is creating the feeling. And this leads us to, but he told us that there's a law of consistency in belief. And when you look at his explanation, that this leads us to natural motivation.
Okay.
When you look at these belief and feeling, it is the major key of achievement what they call it, of motivation that will bring out results, that bring out our identity, that will make us to make more money.
Okay, ma. I've picked one thing from what
so
you said. So give me, remember I said just give me one thing you learned. I don't want us to explain everything we learned. Just tell me one thing so that others can speak.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
One thing from what you said, from what you learned.
All right.
Then the next thing now, I need you to give me the assignments we gave yesterday. I hope you did yours. Did you? Did you do yours?
Yes, I did. You said, what do I believe?
Okay, so
about myself.
Let me ask the question. Give me one self-affirmation you wrote on what you believe about yourself. Just one. Tell me one.
I believe that I'm a legend.
Beautiful. Tell me one thing, one self-affirmation, what you believe about other people.
Other people are my companions.
Beautiful. Tell me one self-affirmation of what you believe about the world.
The world is an excitement.
Beautiful. Tell me one self-affirmation of what you believe about money.
Money. I believe that I will send money.
Okay.
Around.
Beautiful. Tell me what you believe about success.
I believe that success is desirable.
Okay.
And achievable.
Beautiful, ma. So the last assignment, what's your income generating activities? How many phone calls or how many contacts have you able to establish between Monday and yesterday?
But what you told me the other time is that after the Millionaire School, you tell me the activity to do. When you recruited me the other time.
Are you coming to the office for us to see?
I will come on Thursday.
Okay, beautiful. So when you come on Thursday, let me explain better the activity so that we'll start step by step on that, okay? But I believe
you said I should wait.
I believe your direct leader is Ambassador Blessing.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. But I believe your direct leader, Ambassador Blessing, is supposed to have gotten you on the track step by step. But notwithstanding, when we see on Thursday, I will explain further. Okay, Mrs. Dorcas, go ahead. While Mrs. Dorcas is coming up with that, Mr. Churchill, you are the next person to speak. Okay, Mrs. Bami, someone told me, I don't know, is it Baba Wale Funke? No, it's Bami Dele. Bami Dele sent me a message that she's at work. I think he's at work. I don't even know who. Mrs. Dorcas, go ahead.
Good morning,
Good morning, ma. How are you doing?
ma.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm a little bit better, ma. So I was unable to join yesterday because I was a little bit strong. So I just tried to manage myself this morning. So today I've learned a lot. And it seems this is our refresher course on because we have done this
yes, we
before.
fresh.
So, but we still need more. So yes, it improve on our work anyway. So today, I think back to us that our beliefs must be strong, and also our feelings must be in positive manners, so that we can achieve our desire. Then the most important aspect of faith is that activities that without activities, there will be no results. So even if you have the positive feeling and you did not put in the activities that you're supposed to put in, you may not even earn the result as you expected. So you need to do the work as is expected of you by finding prospects, inviting them, presenting them, following up, then you close them.
I've gotten your point. I've gotten your point. So you were not around yesterday, but did you watch the video? Because I know I sent the video. Did you watch it?
I was planning to watch it today because yesterday the drug they gave to me, I slept throughout.
Wow, so sorry. But you're feeling strong now. Is it malaria?
Yes, malaria and BP.
So sorry about that. God's grace on you. I'm healed in Jesus' name. Okay.
Amen.
Will I have the opportunity of seeing you today or tomorrow?
Yes.
Huh?
Tomorrow, I have to be in our office. Some of us we are called to move to our head office tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. No
tomorrow, Thursday is my own date.
Just try and.
So when I saw the message, I said, how will I do it?
Okay, don't worry. We'll meet next week. Okay, just try and get.
So I will find time next week.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You. Endeavor to watch the video of
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I'll watch it today.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so the next person, Mr. Churchill, go ahead, unmute yourself. Baba Wale Funke, unmute yourself. Whoever unmutes first speaks. Okay, let me stop the record so that the record will not be long.